4-year career. Crisp Sunday afternoon as the calendar turns to March. Of course, you can always count on some good pregame tailgates for lacrosse. The Penn fans out in droves to see their Quakers this weekend in the Triangle. Skane on the run. Big stop early from Patrick Jamison. Quick reflexes from Duke's sophomore goalie, an LSM. Duke rotates it around to Max Slope. Junior's got a shorty matchup. McAdory, time and room. Bolivar around the bend. And Carroll stops it between the legs. Today. Jacob Pacheco in transition. Smith on the wing. Davis Provost. Deflection before it got to the crease. Friday, he was Penn's offensive bright spot.
He lets it fly from range. We'll see that here today.
Casey Mulligan. Back to Rubin, senior from Massachusetts. Mulligan doesn't have a goal yet this year, but a handful of assists. He had 2 Friday. 10 for Penn. Rubin's a lefty. Back to the strong hand to sting the quarter. The whirlybird from Cam Rubin. Penn 1-0.
Rubin loves to work outside. Right, he's gonna come back to his left hand. Rubin gets a lot of damage in up top from the outside. Rolls back to his strong hand, uses the earth, and gets one to go.
Isolation situation out on Jake Wilson as the shot clock ticks early on. Keep some fresh legs for the 4th quarter.
And I think that's what you're going to see with a Friday-Sunday matchup. Seeing if you guys can get some depth in with each team.
Cole Kraus extending out. Nate Lucchese, the true freshman, bounces it in. The juice on the Penn sideline evident as Lucchese gets his 3rd of the season.
Lucchese out of Radnor, his 3rd goal of the season. Bounce shots will go. You can see it here, starts from the back, works up top. They're getting in through the midfield, rolls back to his right hand. His defender falls, take it to go.
And he wonderful start for Penn. Quakers have also won the first 2 faceoffs. Menendez pulls away the 3rd from that scrum. Turnovers were a big problem in the early going for Duke Friday. Hasn't been today. Pappendick's denied. Carroll gets low for the kick save.
And they give it to Penn.
Lavelle on the chase. Practice by themselves. Lax Rats.
And that's hard. That is hard.
Said they tried to hang around the team off the field as much as possible to get to know those freshmen, build some chemistry. Skane rings the pipe. Oh, so close.
And that's a match.
This is McGuire, the shorty. He'll hustle off. Here's Ben Johnston. He was nuts on Friday. 5 goals, a career high, and Pappendick gets Duke on the board. First started attack for Jack Pappendick, and he cuts into the Penn advantage.
They switch personnel for Duke. Right, they run off, get their personnel in, get guys in out of the box, and Pappendick with a beautiful step-down shot.
5th of the year for Pappendick. 2-1 Penn early. First big check from Ryan Sullivan, and then a shoulder straight to the chest. Johnson, a former high school defensive back, almost 110 tackles as a senior. Rubin to Lucchese. Patterson down low to Ben Smith.
And they want that skip pass to number 12 in blue.
Lucchese skipped it over everyone. Just a freshman getting his sea legs under him. He's the team leader in turnovers for 11. Sometimes you'll get those freshman mistakes. Aiden Blake with the circle button. Beats the timer, gets over half field.
And if I'm Duke, if I'm giving it to number 2 in white up top here to see if I can get something going.
They go down low instead. Papendick's got a defender hung up.
See if he can find feeders.
Johnson arrives late. He really wants it. Papendick has it swatted away.
On the weekend.
Teams 2-2 at the face-off X. Davis tried to knock it away, but Henry Bard eventually pulls it out for Duke. Sloat bodied up by McMullen. Johnston back to his favorite left hand. Carroll stands tall once more. Third save for Emmett Carroll. Hasn't seen many, but when called upon, he's been excellent.
Yeah.
Off to Lucchese. Aiden McGuire trying to jam it in there. Hoffman on the freshman Warrington. Jamison dropping low.
It's hard Dodgers that I think that if you can get a slide coming in, I think it's that attack that's really going to benefit from the midfielders that dodge so hard. And they just always have their heads up.
Oliver's a great feeder. In front, BTB. Luke Graham ties us at 2. His 11th of the year.
Patience. Patience is something that this Duke offense is doing here. Right, Oliver sitting at X. And you're getting Graham just cutting in, right? With his left hand, he does so much damage in the inside on this crease. Right behind his back, increases his angle as he's drifting away from the goal. It's just patience, right? Be patient on the crease, see what opens up. Oliver.
Penn leaves it on the ground, and here comes Papendick. Right to the cage. Carroll snuffs it out.
That's a big-time save.
Game winner in overtime. Patterson, former soccer star in high school before his freshman year at Hobart. Also high academics, easy for him to transfer into the Ivy with a 3-7. Mulligan stings the cage. That's what Penn's been looking for. Great ball movement, fill it in the backside for Casey Mulligan's first of the year.
Mulligan's first goal of the year. But let's start with this beautiful save. Right, in transition, one-on-one with the goalie. Huge save. And then on this goal, Patterson, right, the Hobart transfer. Mulligan gets it right, comes in here, just a step down righty. Yeah, Danowski said, right, he loves kids that just love to play, those multi-sport athletes. He calls all of his guys alphas.
That is Andrew McAdory, never afraid of the moment. Oliver has it knocked away. Great hands from Tyler Keel. Oliver drops it once more. But we'll get another look.
And I thought initially it was going to be a push in the back, but then he comes in front of him.
Yeah, that is finishing your tackle if you're Brendan Lavelle. We want to with 4. Duke is a team 11 on the season. Johnson can really rip it. So can Sloat. Off the back of Till. Duke still working. McAdory, no look. Johnston. Really no space for Duke to breathe, even with the man advantage.
And I thought after that rebounded shot, right, there was a soak by Penn. I thought that Duke was going to skip passing and get one to go.
Graham Blake, the Harvard transfer, feeds Sloat. Trying to get to the strong hand. Sloat lets it rip, slings it wide.
Box, that would just be a little bit tough.
Liam Kirschis feeds the middle. Papendick, stick stop. Carroll makes a second.
Emmett sticks right in the inside. I think Penn's looking to start their offense. It almost seems like down low, and they're trying to get guys up top, but these active sticks have just been so well.
5 to shoot. Provo shut off. Skane skips it in. Not much of an angle, barely any goal to look at, but Griffin Skane with his 7th of the year.
Skane uses his defender as a shield on the goalie. Skane gets this ball and shoots it between his legs. I'm sorry, not even that he used him as a shield, he shot it between his legs. And gets it to go, big time shot. And tries to get it. He's that third person that catches that ball.
McAdory around the bend. He scored in that exact fashion against Michigan, the overtime game winner. Oliver with the lefty jumper. He can do it with both hands.
And that's the exact same thing that I was talking about, but he tried that on the right side. He gets it on the left side, a little bit different. He can score, right? He's such a threat. Right-handed, left-hand. You have to respect both hands. He just comes upfield. This is a low-angle shot. Lefty, and he gets one to go. Big-time player to the middle of the field. I think he was in a uncomfortable situation, and that's a reward for Duke's attack.
Penn gets a long stick onto Molliver. Cusolito against the freshman Paul Van Bostelar. Knocks him over, push in the back coming.
And up, see if they can get one here.
Cusolito can really move. Providence clocked it over 20 miles an hour on the GPS. You don't want him to get around that bend. McAdory can make magic from anywhere. He's still looking for his first point today. Skip pass, McAdory. Johnson thought about it, but McAdory lets it rip. '98th career goal for the St. Anthony's product. We're knotted up at 4.
McAdory on the man up, right? They're just skipping the ball. They're spinning the ball, and it's a 2-on-1. I mean, that's how you run a successful man up. You get guys to go, and it's just a draw and dump. McAdory step.
For these high-achieving programs, John Danowski says he recruits a lot of type A guys who are used to being perfect, always having success. Leo Hoffman, held scoreless on Friday, is on the board. Penn is back in the lead. Right out of the timeout, a perfect set for the Quakers.
Hard dodge, initial dodge from the sideline. Right, you get that slide going upfield. Leo Hoffman just sits right in that pocket. You see it right here, right on that step down shot. Henry Bard for Duke, right? He's got to know.
Duke begins the third quarter, 6-on-5. McAdory had one in the first half. Hasn't seen much of the ball otherwise.
And if it frees up, I'm looking at Graham Blake, right? Right in the middle, 31 in white.
Harvard transfer. Open to find an angle. He's got one.
Like Blake.
3 on the man up. Still have a little time for Penn's defense to get scheduled. Skane hustling back. Johnston skips it in. Off the earth into the cage. Ben Johnston with his first of the afternoon.
And when the man up expires, you have 3 to 5 seconds until you're all even. So some teams take advantage of that 3 seconds, and that's exactly what Duke does, right? Penn's trying to match up here, coming in. Ben Johnston with a step-down shot, like you said, uses the earth and bounces it in the top left corner.
Got crunched by Hoffman feeds the middle. Good stick from McGuire to knock it away from Provost, who was right on the edge.
Then I'm a little bit surprised Leo Hoffman didn't pull the trigger. He loves those splits down the alley, and then he fires it right or left hand.
Oliver and Lavelle, they've been matched up all afternoon. Curtius, the true freshman. On the shot, never had an angle. Cusolito on Canet. 2 wiry vets, 20 to shoot for Duke. Johnston, right corner, right place, right time.
Ben Johnston. From Avon Old Farms, 12th goal of the season. You're gonna see here right on this replay, right at that X. And Lavelle's been playing really, really good defense. And then Johnston's kind of lost. And not necessarily was that Lavelle's guy, but he was the one that got out there. And then you go up against them in the spring.
The face-off tally, it's Penn 8, Duke 5. The Blue Devils ahead on the score sheet. Tack on another one. Max Sloat, lefty ripper.
Max Sloat. And that's what I've been waiting for, right, this whole game, to see if we can get midfielders for Duke to attack their people and just get head-down dodges going north to south. That's exactly what Sloat does, right? Catches that ball and approaches his defender. He didn't approach his defender too late, high and wide, runs on the left alley, split. And hard dodgers.
You and I chatted about it. How do you get Carroll off his game? Penn goalie was so good in the first half.
Yeah, and I think something, good save.
Jamison with the stop.
Yeah, something that we've talked about is, you know, it's those initial dodgers to see if you
pulled a score two since Chris Costabile back in the 2010 NCAA quarterfinal. CJ Costabile would go on to win the national championship for Duke with that goal in OT against Notre Dame. Curtis on the board with the bouncer. First goal in 3 games for the freshman out of Shoreham, Wading River.
Curtis, the freshman out of Long Island. These bounce shots are going, right? Getting the slide. If you don't go, shoot it. Right, these high bouncers. Using the carpet and putting it up high. Well, right here in the second half. And they've been playing well all game. But I think that these bouncers have been getting past Carroll. Make a save here, right? Get right back into the game.
Sloat's got a second half score, and he feeds Molliver for another. Second for the Maryland transfer, Eric Molliver. And Duke ripping off a 5-0 run to start the second half. Blue Devil offense is red hot.
Out of Woodward Academy, Georgia. Such a good attackman for Duke.
Late should also mention Jack Papadick still up there, starting his first game in attack. 8 and white. McAdory with a couple moves. Carroll stops this low attack. There's that save Penn was looking for. Carroll's 9th.
Yeah, I think that just puts you in a good headspace if you're Carroll, right? We get a save here. Now let's go play offense. But I like McAdory's initial dodge from the midfield. I just thought that was such a hard dodge.
Skane lost it. Stick near the head. No call. Charlie Johnston running through Quakers. 4-point game for Ben Johnston after his career-high 5 goals on Friday. Goal and 2 assists for Max Sloat, playing the pick and roll with Molliver. Aaron feed past everybody.
Way to keep it over.
Menendez with the dive, but offsides.
Oh, it just barely did it go over.
Provost to Leo Hoffman. Feet in front. Lucchese denied. Jamison with a strong stop. Nicholas Menendez. Graham Blake in there up top. Knows plenty of these Penn players well. Former Harvard Crimson attacker. Molliver feeds the middle, and Graham tucks it home. Grad Student Connection makes it 10-5 Duke.
And I was just going to say, watch out for Graham in the middle. Does so much of his damage down there on the crease. When you have an active attackman that plays in the middle on a man up and can play right and left-handed.
Not much action to speak of offensively in this second half for these Quakers. Patterson almost knocked out of play. The strength of McGuire coming up again. Now he might run it to half field.
Hey, you got to play fundamentally sound defense or it could get out of hand.
McAdory, Papendick. Carroll made the stop. Lavelle ended up with his backside in the cage.
Tested, but when tested, he's played well.
Rubin a pass to nobody. Jamison a heave as the clock ticks. Just playing catch with Emmett Carroll. Duke explodes out of the halftime locker room. But he saw a lot of them in the third quarter. Ethan Till with a ground ball win to start the fourth. Will Roberts out there for the faceoff. He can't catch the pass.
Pushing the back, Penn ball. Duke ball, I'm sorry. Not only, yes, you could say the Penn offense is stale, but it's a Duke defense that's played better.
Lucchese hops it right into the stick of Jamison. This Penn offense also played the entire 4 quarters against Carolina. Not much rest. Christmas in transition, his 6th poll goal of 2025.
You love to see when Poles run the floor. Matt Christmas is just so good at what he does. Switches to his left hand here too. Gets the ground ball, goes out into transition. Respect the shooter, and they do, but a beautiful job by Matt Christmas here.
The bullet train from Bethesda pings a corner. As in 27 in white. Didn't play a whole lot through the first 2 years. And now you're the #1 cover guy. You'll see the best in the ACC.
Work hard in the offseason, it pays off.
Provost off the split. 20 to shoot for Penn.
Then you'll probably in this fourth quarter start to see Penn take uncharacteristic shots.
Cross checks flying around outside the restraint. Aiden Blake knocked it away from Provost. They wave off the Duke. And Penn keeps it rolling.
Oh,
Mulligan
nice.
off the screen. Pass flew wide for Smith. And Blake scoops it up. Cornell transfer Aiden Blake. He's been on a team that made a national. Blake around the edge. Graham a good look. Carroll made the initial stop. Grabs the ground ball.
The pipe's the goalie's best friend when you get a stop. Players on offense, when they think that they can win a matchup, they do a dodge, redodge, and dodge again, and McGuire's shutting him down every single time.
Provo shut down by Johnson. Bard and Smith on the battle. Shot clock ticking down for Penn. Scramble for the ball on the opposite side. And either way, it's Duke possession.
Another good.
He said he's someone that will finish a game with bumps, bruises, welts, and won't say a word after.
He's a fighter, lays it out for the team.
Great look right before the shot clock expires.
Goes wide, but that was a good two-man for Penn.
Can the Quakers find any cracks? Hoffman with 10. Provo step down, stopped by Jamison.
Just something different.
Duke playing it straight up, and Cam Rubin tacking one on for the Quakers. His strength is an outside shooter. That's his second.
Cam Rubin lets it fly from deep. One of the best shooters on Penn.
He's in lumps for Syracuse and Virginia. Syracuse, a team thought to be loaded at the outset. Smith slings it right into Jamison and right back to the Blue Devils. Chris Cusolito might have another shot here.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful look, even though the goal, that was beautiful offense, even though the goal got wiped out.
Till gets a stick on the Graham pass. Penn can move it the other way.
One back. It just seemed like it just held in his stick just a little bit too long. Came off the mesh late and just went behind the goal.
Two minutes left. Smith can't break past the Duke defense. Late hit comes. Penn will go on the man up here. Chance to leave Durham with some positives.
Yeah, and that was a good look. Inside. Right, if you're playing crease attack, if you're playing...
2-0, unnecessary, 1 minute.
And if you're playing attack on the crease, right, that's just a heads-up play by Ben Smith. Obviously a penalty, but if you're catching it up on the crease...
Defense build a little bit of momentum. Skane can't get it past Jamison. And the chase goes to Jamison.
Penn was running a wheel on the one side, and if Skane just took one extra step upfield to increase his angle, he probably would have got that one to go.
Patrick Jamison, a Pennsylvanian himself. Sure, this one means a little bit to him.
You know, coming out 0-2 on the ACC Ivy League Challenge, there's a lot of positives to take away from this. Right, regroup with your guys, offensive schemes. They just got to do a little bit better on offense.
But the Duke offense found its form in the second half. 7 goals after the halftime break, and an 11-6 win for John Danowski and Duke.
Yeah, this was a great win for Duke, right? Dropping obviously to Princeton